Greetings, degenerates. St. Michael here, and as the battle between Warner Brothers and Disney over who could be the most completely retarded company continues, I'd like to say fuck you to all those easily triggered gun bros. Thanks for making my video popular, by the way. Popular-ish. Well, for me. Anyway, Disney seemingly made a smart decision, rare as that might be, in canceling a potential Star Wars spin-off called The Hunt for Ben Solo, starring Adam Driver as Kylo Ren. First of all, let's just get over the fact that that is a terrible name for a Star Wars movie. It rings nothing of anything Star Wars. You know, even with the prequels, like them or not, they had fitting names. You had Phantom Menace, you had Attack of the Clones, you even had Revenge of the Sith. Hunt for Ben Solo. What is he, on a fucking Russian submarine? Get fucked. Well, apparently they confirmed that Disney did kill a Star Wars spinoff. There's a lot of blaming going around over who really did kill it. Some people are, ignoring Kathleen Kennedy and saying, oh, it was always Bob Iger. And it's like, well, here's the reality. Kathleen Kennedy is a control freak, and she has very much a lion's share of not just blame, but control over Lucasfilm. So, did she kill it? Probably. I mean, it didn't help. Are you telling me that this woman is going to have a white male lead in a movie? I don't buy it. I don't buy that Kathleen Kennedy was all for that. Especially as someone like me who was lulled into The Force Awakens. It's amazing to think that came out 10 years ago. In fact, 10 years ago, around Christmas, if I recall correctly, I remember being lulled into that movie thinking, oh shit, this is going to be good. The opening scene started, you had all these gunfights, all this battle. It was very much, okay, Star Wars is back. And then you had this guy, Kylo Ren. Yes, it was a complete ripoff of the fucking New Hope opening. But he came in his shuttle, he opened the door, and he did one of the coolest things. Disney or not, this is still one of the coolest things to me. He stopped a blaster bolt with the Force. I'm sure that's happened in games and all over. I've not really played a lot of them. I played The Force Unleashed, 1 and 2. I can't recall if that happened, but that was one of the coolest things. And then instantly they went from him being that to let's tear him down and make him an emo crybaby who's bitching and complaining about his grandfather who he never fucking met.
Forgive me. I feel it again. The pull to the light. Supreme Leader senses it. Show me again the power of the darkness, and I will let nothing stand in our way. Show me, Grandfather, and I will finish what you started.
While Kathleen Kennedy and all these other 40-plus wine-aunt cat moms can flick their bean to this idea of a tough female, strong woman being shipped with this egotistical, narcissistic douchebag. Weird, considering they rant online all the time about so-called narcissistic men they've dated as their bitch, cucked, pussy-whipped, soy-filled Tylenol chugging boyfriend stands around in the kitchen who's never getting anywhere near her fucking clam, while they have fantasies about this and getting banged by minotaurs. I mean, porn's weird, don't get me wrong, but if we're gonna say that that's gross, But whatever women read is completely different. It's not. Different art audience, same fucking target. But Adam Driver did confirm that Disney did kill his Kylo Ren Star Wars spinoff. Fans, because there's no actual fans of Disney Star Wars. They don't exist. They're Twitter bots at best. Fans can now add another title to the long list of Star Wars projects that failed to launch. Yes, there's what? 24 at this point. There was the Taika Waititi trilogy. There was the Rian Johnson trilogy. There was the show. There was the movie that turned into the Django Boba Fett movie. There was the movie that turned into the Obi-Wan show. There's still the potential for a Rey sequel, which no one's fucking after. Disney Star Wars is fucking garbage. It's not Star Wars. It's just not. It's when you can make the prequel and OG fans actually shake hands and go, man, we were, perhaps I judged you too harshly. You fucked up. Because as a prequel fan, even I can admit, that's some cringy shit back there. Adam Driver, who played Kylo Ren, later revealed to be Ben Solo, which was fucking stupid. In the Star Wars sequels that started with The Force Awakens, he said, and director Steven Soderbergh spent 2 years independently developing a Star Wars movie called The Hunt for Ben Solo before presenting it to Lucasfilm and Disney executives. It was called The Hunt for Ben Solo, and it was really cool, Driver said. But it is no more, so I can finally talk about it. He says it's cool. I'm going to say X to doubt because he's probably just really, tied to the character. I mean, it's probably, unfortunately, the character he's most known for because, it's quite a stain to step into the world of Star Wars and, just trash it. I mean, look what they did with, Hayden Christensen. Look what they did with Lloyd. Jar Jar, all those prequel things. The fans were, well, actually, that was more of the media than fans, but still. And then you got this picture right here, which really just sums up why no one gives a fuck about Disney Star Wars. Emo Han Solo and Kathleen Kennedy's self-insert, and the online retards were so fucking bad about, right, as Jeremy says from Geeks and Gamers, Reylos are weird, and they are. Again, these are 40-year-old wine-chugging cat moms that just go, man, those two should be fucking. It's in my headcanon, it's my fantasy that those two should be fucking each other. It got so bad that these freaks, these fucking blue hair queer fucks, started harassing Adam Driver's wife, saying, how dare you? He's supposed to be with Rey. These are characters, okay? They're not real people, you fucking insane asylum rejects. Grow up. Jesus Christ. These people are fucking stupid. Over at geeksandgamers.com, Bob Iger reportedly killed The Hunt for Ben Solo, Star Wars film with Adam Driver, despite Lucasfilm support. Actor Adam Driver has revealed that he spent 2 years developing the show, or the movie. The Lost sequel. Speaking to the AP, Driver discussed his time as Kylo Ren and his openness to returning to the Star Wars franchise under the right circumstances. There are no circumstances to returning to the Disney Star Wars franchise at this point. It's career merry suicide. According to the interview, those circumstances came in 2021 when Driver began collaborating with Academy Award-winning filmmaker Steven Soderbergh on the film that would take place after the Rise of Skywalker. The concept centered on the idea that Ben Solo, having renounced the dark side, he was never even a Sith, by the way, he was never given a Darth title, which was whatever, survived the events of Episode 9 to bring the story to life. Soderbergh and writer Rebecca Blunt worked alongside Driver to develop a detailed treatment before bringing the Contagion and the Report screenwriter Scott Z. Burns to draft the full screenplay. corporate shutdown, blah, blah, blah. They're just going to sit here and blame Bob Iger because, it can't be Kathleen Kennedy's fault. It just can't be her fault. Can't be the fact that she runs the fucking show over there at Lucasfilm. Her and her little cronies, Filoni and Favreau, these people that were once considered, titans, have really lost their luster over the fucking few years. But here's the thing. Over at IGN, this is how crazy these fucking freaks on Twitter are. Star Wars fans, Disney Star Wars fans, flew a Save the Hunt for Ben Solo banner over Disney Studios after Adam Driver revealed failed these first of all, I'm surprised these fucks even have money to buy that, let alone, a ticket to see this garbage. But that's how fucking insane. These are the fucking freaks, these degenerate, perverted freaks that Disney has spent a decade courting as the new fandom. Forces female and all that crap. This is what you've done, Disney. You've now made no one happy. No one is happy about this. Not the original fans who wanted actual Star Wars, not these freaks who like the sequels. And certainly not YouTubers who, won't be getting to review this, because the only reason a shit show like this would ever mean anything is that so people can watch it, review it, and tear it to fucking shreds. Beyond that, variety Star Wars fans, fly plane over Disney Studios with Save the Hunt for Ben Solo banner after Adam Driver reveals rejected Kylo Ren movie. Again, these aren't fans. The character Driver played too much adoration from critics and fans in Star Wars The Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker. Look, just because he's the most polished turd in a heap of diarrhea doesn't mean he was a good character. He was a emo Darth Vader. He was pathetic, and he could have been good. All of these characters could have been good. They sidelined Finn. They brushed him off the poster for China. Yeah, because China doesn't like black people. All these BLM and all these bio weirdos, they don't care when China airbrushes or shrinks Chadwick Boseman or Finn or whatever off posters. They don't care. They don't care that Disney thanked a concentration camp for Mulan. These freaks have no morals. If they didn't have double standards, they wouldn't have any. Now, here's another problem. This one surprising Star Wars trend proves Disney needs to bring back Ben Solo. This is from Screen Rants, the bastion of garbage. Jesus, they don't fucking. Disney rejected a Ben Solo movie headed up by Ben Solo, Kylo Ren actor Adam Driver himself, but one notable trend in the Star Wars fanbase proves that the company really needs to reconsider and bring Ben back. Driver's movie pitch, The Hunt for Ben Solo, which is still fucking terrible, lined up with Steven Soderbergh, director. Once more, Lucasfilm executives, including Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy, loved the script. No. There is no fucking way that feminist cunt troll freak had anything but disdain for a white male lead, unless he was going to be surrounded. And you see this in movies a lot of times with, Marvel. There's always one male lead, and he's surrounded by nothing but like 3 or 4 fucking women, all bitching and telling him what to do. That's the only way Kathleen Kennedy would have allowed this. He would have probably been strung up by a leash by Rey Palpatine Skywalker, who gives a fuck. There's no way. Miss Force's female is really excited about a fucking male-led Star Wars project. Are you kidding me? No, I don't buy that for a fucking second. And no, Disney doesn't need to bring that back. They failed. They have had this property for over a decade and have done nothing. Their most popular fucking version of what they've achieved is a spin-off prequel sequel for a character no one cares about who died at the end of their own movie. That's it. And that's fucking saying nothing. And as more comes out, we're learning their movies lost fucking buttloads of money. They spend way too much on this. And it's really insane when you have movies like Godzilla -1, Primitive War, which I loved. These movies didn't even spend a combined $20 million. And look at what they were able to achieve. Whereas you have fucking movies in the cinematic universe that are pushing upwards of $600 million potentially to spend on one project. That means these movies need to hit minimum of $1 billion just to fucking break even. These movies need to hit Avatar 2 levels to be profitable. You don't spend that much fucking money to make pennies. It's pathetic. Disney has done nothing with one of the greatest, if not the greatest, movie IP in human history. They took a massive dump by kicking out everything in the extended universe, bitching about fans not liking their trash, and all they have left is scraping, not even scraping the bottom of the barrel. They picked the barrel up, threw it away, and started digging 6 feet under to fucking China to get some fucking new ideas, and it's not even that great. And the worst part of it is this, also from Screen Rant. Here's why Disney is wrong. Ben Solo's return is easier than you think. Now, I actually agree with this. Because as we've learned in Star Wars, even before Disney, death means fucking nothing. When you can get completely cut in half and then just live in a trash with a fucking spider leg robot attached to your ass, nothing. Reva got stabbed. How many times? Sabine got stabbed. All these people are getting stabbed, cut, sliced. And over here you got fucking Qui-Gon Jinn who's like, what about me? Death means nothing in these movies or in these shows anymore. So yeah, Screen Rant's right. It is easy. Just he did it with the Force magic. It's pathetic. It's. Adam Driver shocked Star Wars fans this week with news that he pitched a Ben Solo movie, blah, 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 only for it to be shot down by Disney CEO Bob Iger. See, they're making him out to be the bad guy. And now, don't get me wrong, he is an absolute fucking waste of a CEO. He does nothing but acquire IPs and creates nothing. He is a parasite. But I really don't think that Kathleen Kennedy was super stoked about this and that it was evil, big, bad Bob Iger that killed the project. I can't. And how would they have brought him back? He sacrificed himself for, again, Rey, so that she can become Rey Skywalker and take on the name that is his. It's his family name. Well, it's not his family name. It's his family lineage. Again, another fucking parasite. So how would they brought him back? Just poof force? Look, in fantasy and in sci-fi and in movies like this, to use magic and science as just a get-out-of-jail-free card, it ignores the rules. The Force has to have rules it works within. Science has to have rules it works within. Like with Jurassic Park. Oh, we can just clone and do whatever, hybridize. It ruins it. It waters down anything, and it just makes it useless. And then your excuse is, but it's magic, but it's science, but it's for kids. That's not an excuse for cheap, lazy, pathetic writing. Because you are not smart enough. The characters are only smart as the writers, and the writers are chucking Tylenol and wine. However, Ben Solo's resurrection wouldn't raise the same issues as... Are you fucking kidding me? It wouldn't raise the same questions? Palpatine thrown into the reactor for the Death Star, which then later blew up, and he's just magically back? And it's like, but it happened in the comic books, he did it there. Who cares? Who cares? The comic books, the extended universe, they're not canon. They're their own little world. Okay? The canon needs to matter. Death needs to matter. And yes, it would raise questions. Because, again, this means death doesn't matter. If you sacrifice yourself for the supposed woman you love, and it just, oh, I'm back. Wouldn't that feel cheap? Wouldn't that feel like you would feel cheated out of a good story? Like, don't get me wrong, Rise of Skywalker was dog shit. But the idea of sacrificing yourself, the idea of self-sacrifice, which these people know nothing of, and it's just undone, and it doesn't matter. It's just like, oh, hi, I'm back.
I'll be back.
Okay. It's why no one cares about death in comics anymore, because we know in like 3 issues they're gonna be back, or they'll, reboot the thing and have Superman return. It really does show how fucking retarded these writers are, because they don't care. First of all, like I said, they don't care. They have no attachment to the IP because they're not actually fans. They're just using it as a platform for their bullshit. They're just using it as a fucking ladder to climb, the corporate fucking stronghold, to, put characters in their freakish degenerate fantasies in this shit, and then shame you for not liking it. So yes, it would raise the same questions, if not more, which is presumably in part what Disney was worried about. Star Wars actually has a very easy and obvious way to bring Ben back. A force dyad can easily bring... Oh, God. They're really... Oh, my God. They're using the force dyad thing? Really? Ugh, Jesus Christ. These people are fucking mental. They don't... It's... Oh, my God. So, no more Hunt for Ben Solo. All the Reylos are fucking screaming and going, oh my God, Disney doesn't like us. And Disney never liked you. They wanted you as consumers, not even customers. And the only people that are actually mad that this would come out, or that this wouldn't come out, is, again, YouTubers who would love to review it and make so much money off of your incompetence with the greatest IP ever. In film. Anyway, let me know what you think. Would you have seen this? And if so, why are you watching this channel? And please put down the Tylenol. I am worried for your safety. Anyways, that's all I've got to say. Cheers, and God bless, and may demons fear when you wake in the morning. Thank you.